This is late game where the Sid Meier AI really starts to get its bonuses. We're just looking at Rio de Janeiro here. Do you see this? One turn carnival. That's what happens with a 250% production bonus. It basically means that engineers, merchants, writers, artists, and musicians are basically impossible to get. As long as Brazil is rocking those carnivals every turn, which they will start doing now. Yep, do you see that? Just jumping up. Everything in these categories, Brazil is just going to wipe now. Nothing we can do about that whatsoever, but it is also kind of showing why Russia is generating so many projects here. If you can one turn an aid request in every city, Russia currently has 11 cities. So that's why they're probably running anywhere between about 5 and 10 projects per turn at the moment, because every single one of these cities will be just one turn project, just over and over and over and over. 250% bonus. This looks like a 4 production tile. It's not. It's actually a 14 production tile. 14 production from a single tile. 4 plus an extra 10, which is 250%. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. That's why you need to be so precise. You need to have so many cities to fight this level of AI. Crazy powerful. I tell you what, there is a very small part of me that's just relieved that we're no longer just putting aid projects up. This is the time to get the Renaissance walls. Let's get those going as quick as we can. We also need to send our spy into, it's pronounced Gyof, because I have seen a bunch of spies in this city. They're all trying to kill Magnus, and I don't know why. Normally they go for Pingala, but Magnus seems to be the target today. Who truly understands? I know, I don't. Update on how far behind I am. 16,000 gold. Lovely. I tell you what, there is a very small part of me that's just relieved that we're no longer just putting aid projects up. This is the time to get the Renaissance walls. Let's get those going as quick as we can. We also need to send our spy into, it's pronounced Gyof, because I have seen a bunch of spies in this city. They're all trying to kill Magnus, and I don't know why. Normally they go for Pingala, but Magnus seems to be the target today. Who truly understands? I know, I don't. Update on how far behind I am. 16,000 gold. Lovely. Everyone was basically giving me shade or praise for surviving a dark age, apart from Gandhi, who comes along and tells me that my recruitment of great people is a problem. Gandhi, I hate to break this to you. Have I had any great people? Oh, you know what? I have, haven't I? My Commandant Generals. That's enough to annoy India. My own ability. These are the only people I've had. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, Gandhi, you're just a terrible person. But I think you secretly knew that. All right, let's see the damage. Kapiyobi is loyal. Flying Foot, loyal. Less White, loyal. Jay, loyal, just. Daddy Todd is loyal. It says it's not loyal, but it is. Clint A.E., loyal. It's pronounced Goff, loyal. All of my Antarctic cities, very loyal. And Professor Paul's School for Spies, definitely not loyal. All right, this is the city that we might need to work on a little bit. Oh, this is the city I would like to be ecstatic. I wish I could pick which cities were the ones that remain ecstatic. Like, you are a priority. No matter, we'll get more population here. I think that will start to sway it. Looking around me, Rome is in a dark age, and Spain. I hate to break this to you, Rome, but I think you may not be long for this world. You're in one city and you are being surrounded by Byzantium, the Dutch, and France. Even Mali's been getting in on the action. That's terrifying. Spain might fall to Portugal here, you know? Oh no, they're okay. They're doing all right. A couple of their cities on the edge. Fez. That doesn't look like a very Spanish city, but sure. Is there anything that could help me here to get some era score? Heartbeat of Steam. That would mean that every research lab I made, I would in theory get an era score. I've also got 12 trade routes up. We probably have 40 turns. How many of those trade routes are going to expire? Maybe 2/3 of them. So about 8 era score on that one. I think we're going to get more from Heartbeat of Steam. Government-wise, we're still doing okay. Limes, veterancy, naval infrastructure, Republican legacy, triangular trade. We've lost a ton of gold per turn. Of course we have. That's because we no longer have the golden age. I could lose another 100 gold on that one if I wanted to. Robber barons? No. Elite forces, isolationism, none of these are going to help me, unfortunately. I'm going to switch veterancy out for retainers briefly. +1 immunity on cities with a garrisoned unit. If you can see, look how precariously close we are to being happy everywhere. I'll just move some troops around. We can get some more cities with people in. I've got units dotted around everywhere. We can do this a little bit. Natural history is now done. Let's go for enlightenment. I wish to enlighten myself, please. We can now start building research labs as well. Yes. Let's get the science in. Thank you, everyone. Switch to science production. There's enlightenment. I can see myself becoming enlightened, though I need to be happier first. A lot happier before we can pull that off. Civil engineering. Never again will my engineers swear at me. I will teach them the meaning of civility. I realize realize as well, Glorious Petra actually already has an entertainment complex, doesn't it? Right. Don't know why I was getting all excited. We could still put it there, however, so this might be a job for Clint AE, depending on how many districts we've got. Nope, we're up to capacity. Or Daddy Todd. Nope, this is just in the middle of the sea, isn't it? I can't put one there. Grab tile would be 7 cities, which is okay. That tile there is a decent chunk as well. Jay actually has the capacity. I'm gonna have to do it over here. All right, water park, make it happen. Well, in that case, we'll finish the zoos, we'll get the universities done, we'll get the research labs done, the libraries done. Oh, so much extra science. 1 turn left, which actually means there's 2 turns, which is going to be the possibility here. I could throw a bunch of gold in on the Genghis project, which is the one that Russia has the least holdover by about 1,000 gold. I'm gonna have to put 17 to 18,000 gold in, but we could win it. That would put me to 12 points. Then we could try and win this for 14. There is a point in the tech tree, there's a point in the civic tree that puts me to 16. We've got to still get 4 from World Congress. This is really difficult, but if I start saving up diplomatic favor, maybe this is possible. I don't think I'm going to be able to generate 32,000 gold, which is what I would need to win 2 of these. So we might just have to take a single victory here. That's painful, but you know what? Sometimes you got to do it. I'm going to trade a little bit of gold. We're going to get to about 20,000, and then I will win that Mongolian one. We'll settle on 2 points. But Russia is a problem now. Russia's a huge problem. We need to start actually winning the Diplo Fever contest. Get the Renaissance Wars up. Be out producing people. Get to about 40 points per turn. Yeah, painful. Painful to do, but I think it's what we're going to have to do to win. Yeah, I sold about half of my gold per turn to get this amount. No way we can contest 2. That is so unfortunate. I'm going to drop about 19,000 gold with Mongolia. How is that for an obscene amount of gold? You know what? This is almost painful. But there we go. We'll let that calibrate itself the next turn, and then we'll go from there. So as you can see, yet again, it says 0, but it's not quite finished. We could still interfere. Russia is winning by 17,000 on the first, the second, and the third project. Annoyingly, we've also fallen off the bronze tier as well. I could throw about 2,000 gold into each one if we wanted the 50 points on each one. I don't know if that's worth it though. However, this one is safe. I thought I'd overshoot this one just to be absolutely sure, because Russia has a habit of producing 1 to 2,000 gold per turn. So we'll earn the 100 favor from that. Now the question is whether or not it's worth paying for the Diplo favor, but I'd end up probably selling the Diplo favor to get the Diplo favor. I'm not convinced it's worth it. I think I might just let that run through. Oh, it is physically painful in some ways to let that happen, but what can you do? The spy has arrived, and it's pronounced Joff. I'm gonna put you in the commercial hub, because I don't trust that commercial hub at all. Can't believe we did all of that, and Russia just came in steamrolling and was like, no, I'm going to win the points. I have 0 out of 20, but somehow this is really important to me. Hey, turn 168, we're going to walk away with 12 diplomatic points. That's a good sign. That is a really good sign. I wonder if we've already reached the point where the AI will refuse to sell diplomatic favor to me. I can't remember if it's 10 out of 20 or 11 out of 20 if it gets to that point. Oh, you know what? I can actually buy the favor. Okay, I'm going to buy a bunch of diplomatic favor before the aid requests finish. Now that I know I've got spare gold, let's top myself up. See if we can get to 300. It just puts me into better scope of the next World Congress. It's not going to be an important one, but I want to start saving this stuff up. This may take some time. Wish me well. Well, that's interesting. I completed one last project before the result, and it looks like I actually did get bronze in one of them. Not in the others, but that's an extra 50 Diplo favor, and we get 100 from this one as well. So that's really cool. Amazing stuff. Now, the Montezuma competition, we're just going to let that tick off. No one else is putting anywhere near as many projects in as Russia was, so we can go and grab that later, I think. We missed out on Matthew Perry, which is a shame. I'm going to save. I don't need an admiral right now. We're going to save and see if we can get Grace. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 2 extra techs. I could not have gone much better. Look at that. There you go. It's worth pointing out, we bought that little chunk of Diplo favor. The AI is now refusing to sell it to me because we have 12 out of 20. Look, Peter's now gone up to 6. We've got to watch Russia. I think Russia is definitely going to go for this. They can win a Diplo victory. They will. Science-wise, Wilhelmina is now going to space. Korea hasn't finished the spaceport yet, which is unbelievable. No one's going for culture, which isn't surprising because culture is bugged when you have more than 20 people. Domination, nope. Religion, if Theodora wanted to, she could win this easily. We'll have to see if she actually gets her act together. Actually, I follow her religion now. Eastern Orthodoxy. Feed the world and crusade. Oh, Byzantium set this up so well. I could get feed the world. I love that. Maybe I should. Maybe that's what I should be doing. I don't have the happiness for it, but that would be funny. Apart from that, diplomacy. Starting to fall back on score as well. We had risen up to 5th at one point, and now we're falling back. I think we're now limited on space, and the fact we haven't got our own religion, so we're missing out on points on that one. But still, I'm happy with that score. That's pretty good. The unwelcome revelation from this turn. Wilhelmina is now in space. The Dutch are in space. It is the end of the world as we know it, and now they're also going to go to the moon. They haven't got nanotech just yet. We have seen that the AI can struggle with that nanotech, well, at least finding it on the tech tree anyway. So we'll see how this works with Roman Holiday. I think it's a lot better, but we shall find out. Almost have the water park done. We've got some research labs coming up now, so one will finish. That'll be lovely. Goodness me, it would be easier if there was a scientific city-state, wouldn't it? I've actually fallen back into the second half of tech. I'm now 17 techs behind Wilhelmina and Seonduk. And there's a Malon Raider Corps on my border all of a sudden. Tell you what, that's unwelcome. I'll make friends with Mapuche. And then we know that we don't have to worry about an invasion. Friendship on the continent of South America. I mean, there's no way I could take on Mapuche. Well, his capital has just exploded. Ooh, my alliance has just expired. I believe the only alliance I had that was level 2 was with Mali. I'm just trying to work out whether or not it makes sense to change anything up here. I'm not going to invade Mali. I've got all my trade routes with Mali. Yeah, I think we're going to go for the scientific one. Oh no, he doesn't actually want to be friends anymore. Oh, that is highly annoying. Highly annoying. Okay, we might have to wait for him to declare friendship with me. Gilgamesh, to be honest, is just happy to be here. I respect that. Brazil is happy to have a military alliance again. Wait for Mali. Mali will come round. I'm sure of it. Civil engineering. Done. Now on to nationalism. We haven't declared any wars this game. I feel like it wouldn't go very well for us if we did. Don't mind me whilst I wait about 7 million turns for all of my luxuries to work out where they're going to be sold. This deal gives me slightly more gold, but this one sells everything in one go, so I don't have to wait for it to render again. That's the one we're taking. Okay, this time Mali did want to be my friend. Good. I was going to start worrying. I mean, that's 13 trade routes with 2 science each. It makes a big difference. 260 science. Yeah, we actually gained about 35 per turn. Gonna put another governor into Daddy Todd. This time Victor. It gets a little bit more housing, gets a little bit more happiness. Just pushes us back against that ecstatic line. The World Congress is about to meet as well. Curious as to what that's going to be for. Was it going to be some sort of military emergency or a whole host of aid requests? Oh look, aid request, aid request. 2 more of them. All right, we're going to join in with both of these. I tell you what would be really good. Just 1 vote on each one. It would be really good if Russia didn't get involved. Now, if I'm really lucky, and I don't think I'm going to be lucky, I'm just putting it out there. If I'm really lucky, Russia won't be involved with one of these because maybe they're at war with someone, or maybe they refuse it because they've denounced it. But I think what's probably going to happen is that Russia will get involved with both, and we're going to see another bunch of aid requests, and it's going to be one of those situations again. Right, a lot of people voted down, a lot of people voted up. On the Canada one, Russia wasn't invited. Interesting. On the Mapuche one, Russia voted yes. So Canada, this is actually an opportunity for us to get involved here. Mapuche, maybe not. I think Russia's going to throw a bunch of production into that one. Oh, this is so touch and go. This really is so touch and go as to whether we're going to be able to get away with this. We've almost finished Renaissance Wars though. Getting Renaissance Wars finished in a couple of cities now. You can see J. It's pronounced Goth. Glorious Petra is going to get one of these done pretty soon as well. Just taking the time. Taking the time before the aid projects come in. More Renaissance Wars are being finished. We want to up my diplomatic favor per turn as high as it can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are now being made. We'll keep a monarchy focus in my government as I upgrade it. You can see the zoos come in, and now suddenly we're a bit happier. And what's making me even happier is that so far Russia hasn't actually put any projects in 2 turns in. So maybe they're distracted. Maybe. Probably not. Although saying that, I think I'm a little bit distracted as well. I need to put a couple of projects through myself, otherwise we're not going to have the gold we need. I will start to gain some of it back in 7 turns. Oh, we're paying a lot. Paying a lot out at the moment. I'm sure it's fine. In the meantime, maybe I can flog some iron. That might help. There you go. The first batch of Renaissance Walls has just finished. 21 diplomatic favor per turn. Very good. I would love research labs. I'm wondering though whether or not I need to start putting in some projects. I probably do. Let's start again. The aid projects. It's that time, everyone. Once we've got the Renaissance Wars, I kind of think it makes sense, and these cities can put them through quickly. Worst thing that could happen for us is for us to not win this military aid request. If we don't do that, we don't get the 2 points, and then we're just sort of floundering on 12. 14 is much better. I really need my gold back. 5 turns. 5 turns and I get over 200 per turn back. Brilliant. It's time for the World for Congress. I need to make sure that we get at least 1 point here. Now, the Nobel Peace Prize has come up. Normally the AI goes for that, even with Roman holiday. We'll join in. If we generate the most diplomatic favor, which with Renaissance Wars I think I can, I should be able to get that diplo point. Military advisory. Normally, the AI likes to go for something like ranged, so we'll join in on this. Now, migration treaty, normally the AI likes to pick somebody that is very hated, somebody that has annoyed a lot of people. I don't really have a very good sense of who this might be. What I do have, though, is a lot of voting power, 455, so we should, if it's a bit of a messy vote, I should be able to push things in one direction or another, if I can figure out who the AI might go for. Now, as I say, relationships are incredibly complicated at this stage. I mean, look at this. Korea is at war with a lot of people. Korea is at war with a lot of people. Coupe is at war with a lot of people. Korea, to me, looks like the biggest offender, just in life generally. I'm not particularly confident on that one. It's normally the top though, so we'll vote for Korea. We'll vote for ranged, and I can put 7 votes in each. I'm less confident about Korea, so I'll move 1 vote across. We'll go 6 votes on Korea and 8 votes into ranged. This is going to use all of my favor. Honestly, at this point, I would take 1 victory. If we get 1 of these correct, I will take that as a massive win. But we're able to kind of affect this a little bit just because of the sheer amount of votes we had. I was able to put, what was that, 14 votes in? That's the power of Renaissance Wars. Coupe. Yeah, look at that. Only 27 votes went in. Most people were voting 1, so me voting so many times. You see, I voted for Korea, Coupe. I even said Coupe. Who actually voted? Coupe chose himself. 8 votes on himself, you absolute rogue. How was I to predict that? Never mind. But ranged did go through 175 votes, and yeah, that looks totally messy. I'll take that as a win. So there you go. We have some diplo favor left. I picked up 1 from a Congress, which gets me on 13 out of 20. All I need now is to try and win this project. That'll give me another 2. I'll put me to 15, then 17, then maybe to 18, depending on whether or not we can get the most favor. Apparently I'm only in 15 per turn. No, I'm only 22. What are you talking about? Actually, if I'm going to win this, I need a lot more favor. We're going to have to actually build Renaissance walls everywhere. Counter spy is actually counter spying really well though. That's awesome. Let's give you linguist, shove you straight back into, it's pronounced Joff. I've also now got planes. I would love it if I figured out if I have aluminium. If I do, maybe I'll build a force of bombers and we'll do our thing there. Oh, Portugal actually did settle this little island. I'll take that. That'll be a city for me eventually. Oh look, the Dutch have uranium. Yay! I feel safe. I'm not sure if I mentioned it at the time, but Wilhelmina is now on the moon. No nanotech, no smart materials, but the Dutch are on the moon. They came from the moon, some would say. Terrifying. What a terrifying prospect. You have a lot of uranium, like a terrifying amount. Can I have some, please? Just want 1. I'm not paying that much for it. I just like it so that if there's a notification at the top, I know that it's giving me something useful. I'm catching back up on the Peace Prize now. It still has me down at 15. That was what I had last turn, really? I feel like that's not generating it properly. If that's the case, it's going to be a little bit sad because I need that diplo favor like a lot. It's also worth pointing out that it took 6 turns for Russia to even do a single project. Maybe Russia have just kind of stopped a little bit. America are doing a lot of projects. I will have to fight them, but I've got some cities that are very close to finishing their walls. Daddy Todd, Vicious Carrot, a lot of places that are going to go onto aid projects very soon. I just need to have enough gold to fund the 10,000 gold gap. I'll figure that one when we get to it. That's a problem for 6 turns from now. Well, here's the thing. Liang actually was in the city next to the volcano. Well, it made a difference. Well, actually, yes, a lot of the stuff the city was working is not explode. That is, of course, a verb. The act of being explode. The problem is that Rudisha is not protected in the same way. So there's a little bit of on-fireness going on here, but nothing a builder can't solve. 75 production. Yeah, these aid projects I can now pop in 2 or 3 turns. That's a lot quicker. That's really helpful. We'll gain a little bit of passive gold with every project I'm in. Builds it up, builds it up. Keeps me up to date with Russia. Oh, okay, right, that's why it is. It's given me 23 that last turn. Okay, so it is starting to come in now. I think I'm earning more favor per turn than the AI. I just need to make sure we've got the Renaissance walls up. As you can see, we have some Renaissance walls up. I'm making a lot of friendships at the moment, just in my hope that I can get more alliances. People will send me more embassies. We can get more diplo favor per turn. Canada's always a really good one to be allies with, actually, thinking about it. But is Aztec still asking me for tons of gold? Yeah. I don't know why they're asking for so much on that one. Canada will actually pay me. Cool. An alliance with Canada. I feel so diplomatic already. The projects keep coming in. Every time we finish one of these, my heart gets just a little bit lighter. I do not know how this is calculating itself, though. Like, what's happened to my extra diplo favor? I swear I should be getting more than this. Oh, well, if we win projects, we get 100 diplo favor, and that actually does count. So that'll be a nice boost, but I don't know what's going on here. Let's just assume it'll all be fine. Not worry about it at all. How has this city got a whole power plant of so little production? Oh yeah, that's right. There's nothing going on here, is there? I should probably convert this to oil power, but that'll take 9 turns. I'm not doing that. That requires a little thing that I like to call patience, and as we know, I do not have patience in this game. Here is nationalism, which gives me access to a second spy, so I can be equally as useless with the second spy as I was with the first. Truly a revolutionary point of this game. It's going to keep dipping into other governors, this time Moksha. Find somewhere that is struggling on loyalty, for instance J, and through you go. Actually, this will give this city some more housing as well. So really, it's just win-win. Win-win on everything. Now urbanization. Well, how does that work? Suddenly Genghis Khan is on like 200. How did you make that much diplomatic favor? Oh, can you just buy it from people? I think you can, can't you? Have they just been buying and selling it? You see, the problem is I can't now, because of course I'm on 13 out of 20. Lovely. Well, you win some, you lose some. This may be slightly harder to get than I had hoped. Never mind, but already on 200 of the stuff. If we can build up more than anyone else, I should be able to vote for myself the next time a Congress comes up, and that will give me some good points as well. Radio. How lucky are we going to get? Is this where Antarctica comes in clutch? Let's find out. We've got one source of aluminium in the rainforest. Good. A second source underneath Clint AE. You've been sat on aluminium this entire time. Love it. And a third source underneath Daddy Todd's campus. Oh, yes. Okay, that's actually quite handy. Nothing on Antarctica. So at the moment, I don't want to point fingers. I'm Daft Radiatore and background henchman 14, but that's a lot of amenities going into these cities. 5, 6, and 17. Happiness in those cities. I'm sure it's fine. Look, I'm sure it'll all come good eventually. If I'm not going to win this annoying peace prize, maybe we just go kill things. Maybe we conquer the Mayans. Doesn't really help me with my diplomacy, but if I did that, I could go and raid them. I could use my planes, which I don't have yet, but I will make, to bomb the cities out, kill the units, so then my units could run in and pillage all of the gold, which I could then give to other people in order to give them military aid. Oh, Ursa, you're a genius. Yes, that is an entirely logical plan. All right, advanced flight it is. Actually, we haven't even got the aerodrome. Let's start making our way to refining, then we can at least work out if we've got any oil, which hopefully I will. So Nubia declaring war against Sumeria means, well, that I have an opportunity here. Nubia is known by quite a few people. We've already seen that a World Congress came through, that it was really difficult to predict something like the migration treaty. However, if the world has a villain, an evil goer that everyone can get behind, well, those sort of votes become a lot easier to predict. So what I'm going to go through is very slow and painstakingly. I'm going to go and see how easy it would be to actually get someone to declare war. Like, I'm not paying tons of gold, but the more people I can get involved in this war, well, the better World Congresses are going to be. So that's my mission. See, already look, Kublai wants to join. Yeah, this may take some time. This may take some time, but it's all good. We'll get through. It doesn't look very different, but I managed to pull about 7 or 8 people into the war, which is really good. Okay, so now we have a common enemy and an enemy, which is absolutely not what this is, but hopefully now we can all join in and we can all just get involved in something fun along until the next Congress. 25 turns. That's some time. Oh my goodness. It's yeah, we've reached that stage of the game where the turns are taking significant time to load. It's a long time. The deficit on the most recent aid project is now sitting at about 10,000 gold. America America has really started to up its production. We are, however, getting the full 28 diplo favor per turn. I don't know what Mongolia is doing. They are receiving so much diplomacy favor. They must be buying it from people. They must be. Can't think of what else they would be doing. Still, at any rate, it's all okay. I think we can just about push this all through. All I need to do is find the mysterious 10,000 gold. How hard could it be? Ah yes, 10,000 gold. I saw that hiding behind the back of the sofa. There it was this whole time. You know, one cheeky thing I was thinking. Nubia declared war on me, but wouldn't it have been fantastic if Egypt was the one to declare war on me? Oh, if Ramses had been the one to declare war, I wouldn't be paying him such a load of gold per turn. Where is Ramses, by the way? Does he still exist? Is that a thing? Is that a city-state? No, that's a 3-city. Where are you, Egypt? Do you still exist? Blink twice if you are in trouble. You know what? I actually can't see them. What's going on? And they're not even on this. Hang on a second. Egypt isn't in the game anymore. Vietnam's gone. Ramses has been defeated. Hang on a second. Why am I still paying 130 gold per turn to Ramses if Ramses doesn't exist? What's this? That is a load of rubbish. I'm sorry. My debts to somebody disappear if they can't continue to collect them, surely. That is absolutely ridiculous. What? Oh dear. Oh dear. I feel scammed. I feel utterly scammed. Anyway, my spy in It's Pronounced Jeef is actually leveling up really good. None of these are particularly good for me offensively. We'll fabricate a scandal. You never know. You never know. That might work out for me. America is putting about 800 gold per turn into projects at the moment. That's far too high. I disapprove. America, stop being a bully on the international stage, okay? I wanna do my own thing. Every time I see a huge storm passing through the world, I think, oh, yes, another opportunity for an aid request. Also, the thing about being near Portugal is you really do get to understand just how many ridiculous trade routes Portugal has. I miss playing Portugal on 50-player maps. It's a lot of fun. I'm catching up. If Mongolia doesn't just get like obscenely random amounts of points, I think these Renaissance wars will come good for me, hopefully. Ever since Brazil stole that builder from me, they just keep leaving builders in my land and leaving them there. It's like they're trying to rub it in. It's like, look what we stole. It's like, I know you stole it. Please can I have it back? Okay, the last turn. I need to give probably about 12,000 gold to Montezuma. I do not have 12,000 gold. All right, let's see what we can do, eh? I'm gonna have to go through and do a bit of selling, I think. This may take some time. Bear with me. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Kappa Yobby Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy Zersa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluk 79, Bob Loblaw, Davalex, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Hal Carnassus, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Twin Cam Inferno, Martin S, Minnow, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Poppy Dude. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!